Hey,
Hey,
KJ, it's
KJ,
David Hood. Same question I asked Matt. Just where were you, early Saturday morning when you heard the news that the game wasn't going to be played? And, what was your first reaction to that?
I was with the team. We were all together, ready for our morning breakfast, and I felt like something like that was coming. Coach Sweeney was a little late to breakfast, and that never happens. Like that was the first time out of all 3 years I've been here, and so I was like, yeah, something bad's going on. And sadly, I was right. Came in, game canceled. So I did eat a lot more breakfast than I usually would on a game day once I got that news. But yeah, we was all about to sit down and grub a little bit.
KJ, it's Trevor from CUTigers.com. You faced some really good offensive lines in Notre Dame and Virginia. What do you see in this Pittsburgh offensive line? They started 3 freshmen against Virginia Tech, but still really seem to be able to impose their will at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that you said it. A solid group. Definitely going to be another one to throw in the group of great offensive line units we played this year. Well respected, and obviously got the job done versus VT. So freshman, redshirt, senior, it don't matter. If you can block, you can block, and they got the guys to do it.
It's David again. What was kind of the general mood of the team as you guys are told to, get everything packed up and you have to go back to the airport and fly home, and you're probably home before the game would have even been over. What was all of that like, and what were the players saying amongst themselves?
Yeah, as you could imagine, there's a lot of football players not getting to play football, so they were disappointed. We were disappointed for sure. We wanted to play the game, couldn't play, is what it is, and it was weird, out the norm. Like you said, we were home by the time we thought halftime was going to be going on. So, I mean, that's 2020 for you. That's even another reminder. I think that we just need to be appreciative. A week of Thanksgiving, just be appreciative. We've even gotten 8 games in, and that we even hopefully get to practice today. Every opportunity to step on the field is a gift, and we can't take it for granted. So I think that's all it was, just another reminder of how much we love the game, and let's get back to work.
KJ, it's Trevor again. Just curious if you heard Coach Sweeney's remarks from last night about the fact that he believes Florida State used that as an excuse to get out of the game and shouldn't have to go back down there if they want to reschedule. They should come up to play you in Clemson. How did that make y'all feel as players?
I didn't necessarily hear it, but I was on social media, so I got a good wind of it, and that's my coach. We're gonna back him, and he don't be on social media, so it's always funny to even like hear what people find out about Coach Sweeney, because half the time, like anything that we ever hear, y'all never hear, and so that's always just funny to get glimpses sometimes of like, wow, the world actually gets to know. The world gets to know how funny this dude is, and so yeah, whatever he's down for, we are too, for sure.
KJ, Trevor again. Pittsburgh got their starting quarterback, their veteran Pickett, back last week. Obviously, he's another savvy quarterback who can make things happen with his legs if he has to. You faced several of those this season. Just what kind of a challenge is he?
You're doing great with the questions, because you just like giving the answers too. That's what it is.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you're good. I mean, like you said, we've had them all season, and so hopefully we've had good practice. It's just like you said, he can get away from you if he needs to, and he's definitely a great quarterback. Had a great game this past week, threw over 400 yards. So it's going to be a challenge for sure, but just like every other week, we're ready to accept the challenge, and that's where our mind is now, just focusing on playing our best game versus Pitt, and hopefully coming to show out for these seniors for sure.
KJ, Larry Williams with TigerIllustrated.com here. I'm not going to give you the answer for this one. So there was a lot of, I guess, Saturday morning, y'all are having to wait around while they find pilots or whatever, I guess. Debo was saying last night. What are y'all doing during that time? I mean, are you sitting there? Is Coach V putting you through Pitt film study already? And how weird was that?
You said you weren't gonna get the answers, and you just gave it, because we definitely were watching Pitt film. That's exactly what was going on. No doubt about it. You know V better than I do, because I definitely was eating breakfast, wasn't expecting that. But we was on to the next chapter, as you can imagine, and started getting ready for the next opponent, out of our control, and so we started controlling the things that we could. And next up was Pitt. That's what we started doing, just watching a little film, just a little TV with your breakfast. That's how it was on Saturday morning. So it's another Saturday morning, just a little bit older.
How weird is that, though? Have it fast forward to Pitt when you're
very weird to be in Florida on vacation and watching film on Pitt. Very, very weird. But we had a focus group and do what needed to be done. Like I said, control what you can, and that was the next thing we could control was our game versus Pitt. So had to do what you got to do.
KJ, this is Anna with Clemson 24/7. Was the offense watching film on Pitt too, or was that just something Coach Venables wanted to do?
That's Coach V. Offense might have been. I don't know where we was locked in where we was. Honestly, I don't know what the offense was doing. They could have been, but Coach V had us tangled up, and we was locked in for the next one.
KJ, it's Trevor again. I don't know if Skowski will play this week, or how many of your regular starters on defense will play. Obviously, I don't think you've played a game yet with all of your starters on that side of the ball. But how much are you just looking forward to getting some of your teammates back from injury? And how cool would it be if you are finally able to field a full strength defense?
That'd be awesome. I don't know either. I know this week was going to be a step up from that, and getting Mike back. So, like, whenever anybody comes back from injury, especially from the defensive side, obviously it builds the morale. And the guys who have had to step up, it's even built our team even more and more than a lot of people know, because it's going to be some situations big that come later down the road, and we're going to need guys like that to step up, and they're going to feel more comfortable. So I'm glad that we had the opportunity, and these guys got to play and step up and contribute. And obviously, when guys start coming back, that's what we need. Best players got to play, and so as they start falling back in, it's gonna definitely build up the team for sure. But all in all, it's still been good, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I loved how these guys have fought these past couple of weeks, and now, like I said, we're ready to fight versus Pitt, whoever we got. Like I said, I'm always looking forward, so I don't ever know who's behind me.
Hey, KJ, it's Josh from the Post and Courier. There's one school of thought about everything with COVID that if you are experiencing symptoms but testing negative, maybe it's best to preemptively isolate even before a potential positive test. What do you make of that? Is it best to proceed with caution there, or do we need to or is it enough to just go by what the test says for that day?
Are you saying in regards to our school, like?
Just in general for all of college football.
Repeat that part? Sorry.
Yeah, no, there's just some people saying that if someone is experiencing any sort of symptoms, even while testing negative, it might be best to just take them out right away, even before they potentially test positive.
Yeah, whatever some people want to do, that's out of my control. Leave that to the some people. We just gonna keep doing what the doctors say, what the ACC rules have in place. I mean, it's one of those things where we're all comfortable here. Nobody opted out, and for that reason, we understand what the rules that are set in place by Clemson. Guys have been out from top to bottom, side to side, and there's been no questions asked. So I don't think there was too many people wondering if Trevor had symptoms or, whatnot. It was just heartbreak all over America. We're doing the best we can within the rules, and I trust everything that's going on here. So I guess that's kind of why a lot of guys were disappointed, because we know we're doing right. We know we're doing right, and I know there's a lot of people outside looking in wondering what's going on, but we know we're doing right by the rules, and so I just suggest we keep doing what we're doing. Keep doing what we're doing.
Hey, KJ, this is David with ESPN. I know a lot of us kind of talk about terminology with COVID and all of that stuff, and I don't know that all of us on the outside have a particularly good idea of what you guys go through in terms of trying to be safe. And one question I was wondering, how does contact tracing stuff work for you guys? Like if somebody tests positive, like does somebody come and ask you a bunch of questions about whether you interacted with them, who you've had dinner with, who you're rooming with? Like what's the experience like for you? How does it work? And how closely are you trying to kind of monitor your own interactions in case that situation comes up?
Yeah, the experience for me has just been just kind of like the team announcements and stuff. Obviously, I've been fortunate not to have come in contact with or having a contact trace. So it's one of those things where if it's a problem, the trainers or the doctors will communicate with whoever needs to be talked to, whether that's people within contact tracing rules or people who have it. It's just a one-on-one, conversation, not necessarily like an announcement or anything. And we just kind of keep it moving. Some days we have some people, some days we don't. And word eventually gets around, but as far as like the communication and how the procedure, I don't know. Just because luckily I haven't really had to go through it, so hopefully I just go through the rest of the season not knowing anything.
All right, we have time for one more question. Okay, with that, that'll be it for KJ. Thank you, KJ.